shadow and snow, when night meets light. Imagine standing at the edge of a dense rainforest just before dawn. The trees are dripping with mist, the jungle is silent, and suddenly, a ripple of movement. Out of the shadows steps a black panther, sleek as midnight, eyes glowing like twin embers. No sound, just presence. You don't see him until he wants to be seen. Now flip the scene. You're in the snow-covered highlands. Everything is white and still. And there, ghost-like, emerges a white panther, rare, ethereal. A creature so elusive it's become legend in some cultures. His coat blends into the frost, his paws leave almost no mark, but his gaze pierces through the chill like a blade. Two predators, one carved from night, the other from snow. Both apex hunters, both ghosts in their own right. But what happens when these two icons of stealth and survival meet on neutral ground? Could the power of darkness overpower the purity of ice? Or would the ghost of the tundra outwit the shadow of the jungle? This isn't just about claws and teeth. It's a battle of myth, evolution, and extremes, and we're about to find out who truly rules the wild when black meets white. Built for the hunt, comparing shadows and snow. Let's talk bodies, because when it comes to survival, form follows function. And these two felines, the Black Panther and the White Panther, are built for very different kinds of domination. First, the Black Panther. Now, just to clear things up, Black Panther isn't a separate species. It's actually a melanistic leopard or jaguar, meaning its body produces too much pigment, which turns the fur jet black. But don't let that sleek coat fool you. Underneath, this cat is a coiled spring of muscle and precision. It's like a stealth fighter jet wrapped in velvet. A typical black leopard can weigh up to 150 pounds, stretch over 6 feet long, and leap 20 feet in a single bound. Their claws are sharp, their jaws powerful enough to crush bone, and that tail. It's not just for balance, it's a built-in rudder that lets them twist midair like an Olympic gymnast. Add razor-sharp senses and you've got a predator that doesn't chase, it stalks, it ambushes, it vanishes. Now enter the White Panther, a term often used to describe either albino leopards or leucistic big cats, especially white-coated cougars or snow leopards. These rare animals are the ghosts of the highlands, designed to blend into snow-covered terrain. Lighter and more compact than their jungle cousins, they're built for cold, not cover. Their paws are larger, snowshoe-like, perfect for walking atop deep powder. Their noses are smaller to minimize heat loss. And while their muscles aren't as bulky, they're wiry and efficient. White Panthers rely on silence and sudden bursts of speed. They don't have the camouflage of darkness, but they're perfectly invisible in ice. So, who holds the upper hand? The Black Panther is like a jungle assassin, powerful, mysterious, and designed to end fights before they begin. The White Panther, think winter sniper, calculating, calm, and terrifyingly efficient in their element. This is where the real question starts to form. In a battle of raw strength versus icy precision, who do you bet on? The muscle-bound shadow or the ghost in the snow? We're not done yet. Up next, we dive into behavior, how these predators think, hunt, and survive. Because the body is the weapon, but the mind, that's where the fight is really won. The silent killers, hunting styles and killer instincts. If there's one thing cats do better than any other predator, it's the art of the hunt. But don't expect these two to chase down their prey like cheetahs or outmuscle them like lions. No, the Black Panther and White Panther are thinking killers, strategists with fur and fangs. Let's start in the jungle, where the Black Panther reigns in shadow. This predator is all about stealth. It moves like smoke through the underbrush, invisible even under moonlight. No twigs snap, no leaves rustle, just a whisper of movement, and then, silence. Their technique. The ambush. Black Panthers are patient. They'll stalk prey like deer, monkeys, or wild pigs for hours. Climbing trees is second nature, and sometimes, they'll leap from above like death from the canopy. When they strike, it's fast, violent, and over in seconds. No wasted energy, no second chances, it's a surgical takedown. Now, teleport yourself to a frozen mountain pass, the White Panther's world. This cat, likely a snow leopard or leucistic cougar, plays by a different rulebook. With few trees to hide behind and prey that's faster and smaller, they rely on terrain, cliffs, boulders, deep snowbanks. Their technique, the stalk and pounce, but over distance. They blend into the snowy landscape, creeping low, reading every gust of wind. Then, with incredible agility, they lunge, not from a branch, but from a ledge. It's a vertical ambush. These cats can leap 6 times their body length in a single bound and land silently. If the first strike doesn't work, they vanish into the rock like ghosts, waiting for another shot. Here's the twist: both of these cats are ambush specialists, but their environments shape their tactics. The Black Panther thrives in dense jungle with close quarters and low light. The White Panther masters open cold spaces, using elevation and camouflage to its advantage. Both are top-tier hunters, but while one hunts with brute force precision, the other uses physics and patience. And let me tell you from field experience, watching a Black Panther hunt is like watching a ghost commit a crime. But tracking a White Panther, that's like chasing a shadow on snow. You see the result, a fresh kill, paw prints, but rarely the act itself. So ask yourself, in a battle of stealth versus stealth, patience versus patience, which hunter has the edge? Because in the wild, the one who strikes first usually strikes last. Mind over muscle, territory, intelligence, and survival instincts. In the wild, brains are just as important as brawn. A strong body might win a battle, but it takes strategy, memory, and adaptability to win the war for survival. So how do our two ghost-like gladiators, the Black Panther and the White Panther, stack up when the claws are sheathed and the mind takes over? Let's talk territory first. Black Panthers, whether jaguars in the Amazon or leopards in Asia and Africa, are masters of stealthy control. Their territory isn't just a place, it's a living map of escape routes, ambush points, water sources, and prey paths. They memorize the terrain like a general studies a battlefield. They mark trees with scent and claw marks not for show, it's a silent warning. I know this land better than you ever will. And when it comes to adapting, these cats are resourceful. They've been spotted in tropical rainforests, mountains, even near human settlements. They shift their schedule to become nocturnal in busy areas, using moonlight and silence like weapons. That's not just instinct, that's intelligence. Now let's head to the snowbound slopes of the White Panther's world. These cats live in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Think negative temperatures, thin oxygen, slippery cliffs, and scarce food. Sound like a nightmare. Not for them. Snow leopards, for example, are tactical geniuses. They plan their hunts days in advance, stalking herds across ridgelines without being spotted. They use echoing calls to communicate across miles of rocky silence. And despite the cold, they conserve energy like seasoned survivalists, resting in the warmest sunlit spots and moving only when the odds are in their favor. Their territories are massive, sometimes stretching hundreds of square miles. That's not because they're greedy. It's because food is scarce, and surviving up there is a constant game of planning, patience, and sheer will. And here's a personal story. I once tracked a snow leopard through the Himalayas for over a week. Every morning, fresh prints. Every night, an empty camera trap. She was always one step ahead, reading our moves like a chess grandmother. That's not luck, that's genius infer. So who wins this round? The Black Panther controls dense jungles with intimate precision, adjusting to chaos and urban threats. The White Panther dominates vast wilderness with stoic calculation, making every calorie count. Both are intelligent, both are survivors, and both have evolved to outthink their environment. But here's the thing, in a head-to-head matchup, knowing your terrain could mean the difference between a successful ambush or a fatal misstep, which raises the ultimate question: is it better to be the master of a small, deadly maze or the ruler of a vast, frozen empire? Stay tuned, because next, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. When these two meet, who actually comes out on top? The final clash, Ghost of the Jungle versus Phantom of the Peaks. It's time. No more shadows, no more snowdrifts. Just two predators, both legends in their own domains, are brought face to face on neutral ground. On one side, the Black Panther, a jungle ghost born of silence and shadow. Muscles coiled like springs, eyes gleaming with calculated hunger. Every movement smooth, every breath measured. He's the embodiment of the phrase strike first, vanish faster. On the other, the White Panther, not albino, but forged by ice and isolation. A phantom built for altitude and austerity. His strength is hidden beneath layers of fur and calm. He doesn't waste a single ounce of energy unless it guarantees survival. The wind shifts, both cats freeze, then it begins. The Black Panther strikes first, launching from the underbrush like a living missile. His ambush skills are unrivaled, quick, quiet, devastating. But the White Panther is no stranger to ambushes. He sidesteps just enough, snowcat reflexes kicking in. With a low growl, he counters, swiping with paws that have crushed goats on cliff faces. For flies, claws clash, one agile and aggressive, the other balanced and braced like a mountain warrior. For minutes, it's a blur of motion. The Black Panther tries to circle and disorient. The White Panther keeps his back to a rock, forcing a frontal assault. Every tactic they've evolved over thousands of years now gets tested in seconds. And here's the truth, this isn't just a physical battle, it's a mental one. The Black Panther thinks like an assassin, get in, do the damage, get out, but the White Panther, he thinks like a survivor, endure, adapt, and outlast. His thick fur and stockier frame absorb more damage. His calm under pressure allows him to wait for the perfect moment. That moment comes, one misstep. The Black Panther slips on the frost-covered rock, just half a second of imbalance. The White Panther pounces. Not with the speed of a predator chasing prey, but with the precision of a climber leaping to a ledge he knows he must catch. And just like that, the fight ends. But he doesn't kill. He growls low, steps back, and disappears into the cold mist, leaving his rival to slink into the jungle shadows. Because sometimes the greatest power isn't dominance, it's control. In a one-on-one fight, on frozen ground, the White Panther takes the crown, not by brute force, but by outlasting, outsmarting, and picking his moment with icy patience. But in the dark thickets of a jungle ambush, don't be so sure, because in this battle of shadows and snow, victory depends on where the fight begins. So let me ask you if you were prey, which one would you rather face?